Hello, welcome to my safari. This is Mommy. Thank you very much for joining. For those newcomers, thank you for being here for the first time. Stay, hang around, and you will enjoy, I'm sure. And for those who have been here several times, thank you very much for your consistency. And I appreciate you turning in week after week. And please follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Today we're going to go in this beautiful subject of parenthood. Parenthood, as you must know, I'm a mother of two kids. I've been a mother for 16 years, and I thank God for all that blessing come with it. But today I will start off, I will look back of my own childhood and seeing the lenses of a parent now, of my parents, and I will share with you my own safari and things that I have learned through that journey. And then as time goes, we will continue down the path of me myself becoming a mother and then challenges that comes with it. Okay, let's go in. Being a child, I had a very beautiful childhood when it comes to my own parents, my mom and my dad. I do not have things that I can say. I remember that are so harming and painful. No, it's just a child who being raised and being given what a child needs. But I have no good memories of people who were caretakers, people who helped to raise me, people who were the key for so that my parents can go to work and can be able to provide for their home. That is where my childhood is not sweet and is not beautiful, most of it. And from there, I've learned a few things that some things made me anxious and being very, very scared of being a mother because of my worry was as a mother, how will I be able to be everywhere my child is so my child can be protected? And at the same time, I see how beautiful that journey is. My mom had me at 19 and she never stopped saying how much I gave her joy and how I made her grow faster than she just graduated from 4 and the following year she had me. So it is pretty much having me, I can, in my lenses, is I took away her beauty of being a young woman and start life and enjoy life, go out with friends, enjoy and stuff like that. I just came straight in there. And but she never seemed to speak of it as such. So it was good to see her being so excited and learning through. And she even those very rare to see a mother who tells me at the age of 10 or 11 I'm not perfect and you can correct me, but you have manners and you can tell me the right from if I say something or tell something that you do not appreciate, just let me know. But be good when you say it, use good words because if you don't, then you're gonna disrespect me and I'll be upset. And I learned that at a very young age, but I had no good um, caretakers, and that is that was my biggest dilemma, and I didn't know until later on that that was not good. So I can say the lessons I learned as myself becoming a parent, and when I look back, number one, always observe your child around caretakers who in your presence. How does your child, how relaxed, how nervous, how anxious, how loving, and how distant is the child is around those people that take care of her all the time. If you take your child somewhere, then you go there, spend a little time and see how that child is behaving around that person, because that is the most important thing. Because I remember I was all the day I'll be told, if you I mean, I'm gonna tell your mom you did this, and I have not done it. I have not done it, anything of that. And someone will make a story right there on my face. So when your mom comes, I'll tell your mom you did this, and that makes me do whatever she wants me to do at that time. And then another thing is this: listen to your child's complaint. listen to your child is complaining, and most of the time create a safe environment. That's one thing I learned that I did not have. I'll be reported, and then I will be asking in front of the person. So here you have a person looking at you straight in your face when your mother is asking, is it true that happened? And you look at her, she's like, say no and you will see tomorrow. So you end up saying, yes, it happened. You get punished for something that it truly did not happen. And I mean, that has been a terrible thing I can remember. And I was like, oh, sometimes you have people, someone say something like, oh, she thinks she's all that when her mother is around. And when my mom comes around, I can never tell. I can never say she said this because I'm scared if I say my mom will go ask her. And it took me until I think I was 14 to be comfortable and tell my mom what things will be said. And looking back, I give my mom a lot of grace because there is no way she would have known how to do these things. She was too young herself. Okay, and then I didn't grow confidence at that young age. I was always fearful and anxious of what will happen later. At the same time, these are the same people who sometimes they get time, they sit down and they talk about your mom, who's just a neighbor or whatever. So I just too much was going on at the same time. But at the same time, listen to your child side of story. I mean to say that give that child a safe space. Because most of the time when a grown up say, let's say I spank your daughter today, and she did the ABCD. If you sit down with the child and ask her alone and tell her, just tell me how was your day, the child will find a way to say. If a child will lie, just you how much comfortable, how much comfort you are giving that child, and how much you make that child trust you to speak of what happened. And the child will always give you her story. And if you know, we mothers, we have instincts. So that was what my other problem, one of the other problem. And then looking back, then what other lesson I learned? Another lesson I learned is when parents, a mother say no to you, then a father should say no at the same time. That one I used to play with it. If my daddy traveled, then I can call my dad and say, can I go this place? And he normally never asks you, what did your mom say? He will say, okay, unless if he's in the house. And I mean, children, you come to realize every child play the same game. So that is a lesson that I took from that. But mostly of it, looking back, is just a beauty of telling children exactly how you feel about having them. That's one thing that I'm so grateful that my mom was always reminding us. You are mine. I wanted to have kids. I've always wanted to have children. I'm so grateful to have. I mean, she was always saying that. And back then, I didn't understand what does that mean, but later on I came to realize that is very important because instead of looking at her as she sacrificed to have me, because I never heard her saying that, it become my part of gratitude as I grow older, to always appreciate her and to always appreciate my dad of all the sacrifice they did. But I realized that a lesson that telling a kid that I've done so much sacrifice to have you does not make a kid know what does that mean. So I'll speak of that when we get to the motherhood part. But those are mostly the lessons that I've learned, and I'm so grateful of those lessons. And those are lessons that shape me as a mother myself, and I hope you have yours. And the last thing I will touch is, if there is a okay, I think it's a taboo for us Africans especially. It is a taboo to look at your parents with the lens of criticism. It's a taboo to look at your parents and say they messed up here. They messed up here, they messed up here. Because if you do that, it means you're not grateful. If you do that, that means you pretty much not giving them a grace, which I think that's not true. What I think is, to me, I think what is healthy is to look at those things that they didn't do right. And if they are open to discussion, it's better because it helps you to heal your childhood trauma and childhood wounds that you're carrying around that probably affects you as a parent yourself. And me, that's one thing that helped me a lot. The lessons I learned, I had to speak to my mother. I have to, when I had my daughter, that's when my mom came visit me. And it was, I came out, one day I just sat down and I cried so much because I had to come up, pour all these things. And I'm so grateful. She never answered one thing. And when I finished, it was like maybe 1 hour of talking. When I was done, she looked at me and she said, I didn't know. I didn't know this is how much it affected you. I didn't know this is what you're going through. And that helped me a lot to go past that time, to heal my wounds and to move on. And even the place that I blamed her, she did not fight against it. She just keep telling me, listen, that was not my intention, which I completely understand. So if you feel that you have been wounded so bad, I will encourage you to sit down with your parents. They understand this is how you approach them, and you have to be open to the fact that they might not see what you see. You have to be open to the fact that they might be defensive. How you approach them, if you attack them, yes, they will be very defensive and they might not take you anywhere. But if you talk to them with compassion and if you talk to them in understanding, then they'll be okay. To at least you'll see, even if maybe by words they are not going to go there, but I can guarantee you physically discomfort they will show, or even the mercy they will have in their face, it will give you closure. All right, thank you very much for joining me again, and please continue coming back and see more video. And thank you for being around, hang around for such a long time. Ciao.